Well, we found out about the news on Johnny Wilson, and it's really bad news. Found out about it really late in the process, and how it affects our wide receiver core and everything else. We're just going to talk about it. So let's get into it.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope it's on a fantastic day today. Hope everyone is doing well. There was no media availability for Friday's practice, and it's pretty much the end of training camp at this point with the finale of the preseason game today. I wasn't going to make any content today, but this is unfortunate. This really sucks, man, because you feel really bad for the player, and it kind of made me a little emotional a little bit because you don't want to see that happen to a player that was really having ascending second year in the offseason program. And Johnny Wilson unfortunately tore his ACL. For what it looks like, it's a knee injury. It's a season-ending knee injury. He came out of practice a couple days ago with a knee and an ankle injury at the same time, so that was a little concerning, but I didn't see any reports of him being carted off the field or anything like that. Now, ever since drafting Johnny Wilson last year was an interesting one because, he's almost 6'7", big frame, had dropping issues, but I have to respect the Eagles for what they did with him last year because they really gave him a lot of opportunities during this season. They gave him a throw in the Super Bowl. They got him involved in the playoffs a little bit. Even during the season, had a couple touchdowns called back for offensive PI. So I know he was trying, and I know that the Eagles really valued him for his blocking. But really going into the 2025 offseason program during training camp, it was quiet in the beginning. And then we got to that first preseason game with Tanner McKee at quarterback, and he was just catching everything, high pointing everything, contested catches. I mean, we haven't had a player like this at this size with this much capability really since the tight end and Tyree Jackson not too long ago. Okay, a few years ago, probably. But he just couldn't stay healthy. Honestly, I think it's such a mismatch. If you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith on the field, you add in some Johnny Wilson, he's almost going to be against a guy that he's towering over. I mean, there is a mismatch automatically just because of Johnny Wilson's size. And let me tell you, that first preseason game went so well. And right after that, he hasn't really looked back. He's looked absolutely amazing. I mean, he's catching everything. The joint practice with the Browns looked absolutely amazing. I mean, he only had 8 snaps in that second preseason game, which made me think like they like him a lot, and he was a lock. The good thing is he's got 2 more years left on his contract, okay? And hoping he comes back from this injury nice and healthy, and by next offseason program in 26, he'll really show us what he's all about because I thought some really good things were going to happen with Johnny Wilson. I had him making this roster. I had him making this team, and it's just really unfortunate that an injury like this has got to set him back a whole entire year right before the season starting, all because of a practice. So you look at this wide receiver core as of right now, and I could kind of say, hey, I mean, you got your starting 3 with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and obviously Jahan Dotson. And then really behind that, you made the John Mechie trade, which is probably a lot more helpful now. And I think he'll get opportunities. Maybe he'll be a receiver on third down, or maybe they'll use him in certain ways because of his speed, his crisp route running, his explosiveness off the line. And I think he's going to get coached up right, catch up right with the offense, and, kind of be on the same page as everybody else. Now, I don't know what the future of Darius Cooper is because he's obviously been a monster receiver and not just an athletically good receiver for us in the second half of preseason games. This man has been balling in joint practice and regular practice, and every chance he gets, he is always catching everything on everyone. A.J. Brown really taking him under his wing and doing great things besides him. If the injury of Johnny Wilson tells me that Darius Cooper is going to make this roster, then good. It kind of sucks that it's got to happen this way because I didn't know how many receivers they were going to keep on this roster, but Darius Cooper at this point has got to be a lock. Now, looking at Ainias Smith, I mean, from a year 1 to year 2 offseason, it's pretty damn good. Number 1, he's been healthy. Number 2, he's been very productive. He just looks better. He looks faster. He's caught a few touchdowns in a couple of these preseason games. He has a special teams pedigree for punt return, so wonder if Michael Clay likes him on the punt return. Now with Johnny Wilson out, I think this makes it a clear spot for Ainias Smith. And just to get better. And, I think he definitely deserves it. There's no doubt about that. I couldn't really imagine them keeping 7 receivers. Maybe they were going to. I'm not really sure, but I thought maybe 6 was the number they were really going for there. Your receiver core going into the 2026 season is almost the same as last year. but I think it's better. God forbid you're having those games in Tampa where you lose Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, or you lose Devontae Smith for a couple of games, or A.J. Brown misses some time down the road. You have Mechie. You have Anaya Smith. You have Darius Cooper. You have guys now you can rely on that I feel more comfortable with the depth. I think it's really going to help later on during the season, especially when guys need to rest, or maybe, the Eagles don't have to force a player to play in a specific game, maybe for playoff contention or seeding or something like that down the road. You have a couple other guys now, some that are proven, some that are not, and could really probably do some damage with this receiver core. And I think they're just going to be enough. Well, other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, I just want to make a short one today, kind of go over the Johnny Wilson injury, how it affects the wide receiver core. How do you feel about Johnny Wilson being out? And how did you feel about Johnny Wilson going to the regular season? Did you think he was going to make the team? Did you not think he was going to make it? He'll have more of an opportunity next year. And it just really sucks that a practice kind of ended this whole entire year. And that's just what happens sometimes. I mean, it's the league. There's already a lot of injuries around the league right now because of this offseason program, and it's what it is. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day, and make sure you like the video because it helps out tremendously. You guys have a fantastic day. Let me know what you guys think about the wide receiver core, from starters to depth, all that great stuff. Remember, Shakes, what up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.